Action.
Hey guys, welcome back to Manhattan's Voice. My name's Nicole Miranda.
My name is David Gustavo Contreras.
And my name is Julian West.
And this is us, I guess.
Ta-da.
Nicole is holding her mic this week because we've had some issues in the past.
And
where
Julian hates me.
Well, you're doing a standard routine.
She likes to drift away from her mic.
So what's the deal
Honestly,
with airline
I
food?
honestly really want to try stand-up. I feel like I could do it, but then sometimes I feel like
Go ahead.
I can't.
We should all do it at the same
Go ahead.
time one day.
Stand up.
All right, guys.
Stand
I'm
up.
going to stand up.
Oh,
Shoot.
God.
I almost pulled the mic. All right, so this is a... I kind of... Okay. So,
What kind of stage presence is this? Come on.
what do you mean?
Loosen up. Loosey goosey.
No, I'm kidding. So hey guys, so I'm going to tell you about the
You
time
like
that
a
I
fourth grader
realized
doing like
that...
a speech for their fourth grade graduation.
Hey guys, today I'm going to tell you about the time that I went to Hershey Park with my mom and my dad.
No, I got you. Okay. So today's their day. Oh, wait, no. I'm going to tell you
Wait,
about...
let me start over. Sorry,
Boo.
guys. Oh my God.
Boo.
Today I'm going to tell you about guys about the time that I realized that I went through this really, really traumatic experience one day. One time I was like 18
You
years
stay.
Get off the stage.
I was like 18 years old, and like, you know what? I never thought I was going
What was that yesterday?
2 years ago. Yes. So
You look like you're 12. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
no, I'm kidding. Kind of don't want to go through with it anymore because you guys suck, but it's fine. One day I'll do stand up.
We'll all
Maybe.
do it on the
Well,
same
for
day.
now,
We'll all
sit
go-
down.
Well, I'm gonna sit back down. But I am taking the storytelling class with Jaffe, and it's talking about a stand-up storytelling, which is kind of interesting to me because it isn't like you're looking for laughs, which is kind of, I guess.
That's what
more.
comedy's all about. Not looking for laughs.
No, but it isn't comedy. It's just stand-up storytelling. Like, it doesn't have to be funny. You're just telling a story. And so I like this class with Jaffe. Thanks, Jaffe.
Shout out
Thanks,
to
Jaffe.
Jaffe.
Shout out to Jaffe.
The newspaper came out today.
Yes.
whoop.
So the front page is Carabay's. Carabay? What's Carabay's
Pull one out. There's
last
one
name?
Carabay Angeles, right?
Angeles.
Is it
Yes. Give me one
I
second.
read that as Angeles. I'm an idiot.
Angela.
Angeles.
Angeles.
I'm not even Hispanic, guys.
All
Come
right,
on.
all right.
So the front page is Women's Health Crash Course to Getting Off. It talks about women's orgasms and
With
it's
an illustration by a good friend of the podcast,
Gabby
Gabby Pinewood.
Pinewood.
Thank you very
Whispering eye clear in the rose right there.
and
Metaphor.
basically it is an ongoing column that Carabay will be writing about women's health, talking about basically women. So continue to follow
Scandalous.
up. No, it's not.
Scandalous.
It's,
No, I'm kidding.
no,
It's
it's
really,
not.
it's really
It's-
well written.
It's
Yes.
very
it's
well written.
written very tastefully.
Yes, it is.
Well said, my friend. Well said.
Tastefully,
Well
nice
said, my
and
friend.
juicy. Anyways,
So pick up a copy of the paper.
Wait,
If you're on campus, look around. They're going to be everywhere.
read my
pick it up.
reviews. Read his article.
Read my article, which is on the middle spread.
Yes.
You
another
get to see
another
one
banger
of,
of
my
an
pictures.
article, by the way.
It's okay.
Oh,
No, I
here we
like
go.
It's
I-
fine.
Modest Marvin over here.
you know what I like this semester? There's obviously way more people listed into the class.
Yes.
So obviously everybody wrote an article, a majority of them. And if they didn't write an article, they wrote reviews or they did photography, stuff like that. And everybody got published in this this issue. I almost left out one article, and I would be so sad if I had forgotten.
I remember that.
And I did it, and I pulled it off, and the layout looks beautiful compared to
she
last
even spelled my name
semester's.
right, too.
I spelled his name right, and even the back.
I
I
spell
love the
checked it,
back.
guys. I spell checked it.
The
Thanks,
back
man.
has all of the events for the semester. Well, no, till March.
Within like the coming
anyways,
weeks.
and
yeah.
then-
I have the upcoming events for New York City campus, and we have a crossword puzzle that has actual great quality this semester. So shout out to Mikey.
Mikey.
And then we have our Manhattan's Voice podcast, our little ad with our new logo, and then we have a want to
Shout out to the new logo, by the way.
yes.
It's weird seeing
What?
something that I've made
I like
just
it.
like go places.
I dig.
It's
I
weird.
dig it.
I mean,
really
we're
weird.
going places
Bang
Yeah.
bang.
down the
I guess
hallway and
so.
back into this room.
Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
Okay.
So
yeah.
pick up a paper if you're on campus. It's a great issue. and we're
Honestly,
looking
this is
forward to,
the best one so far.
Yeah.
In all honesty, this
Bold.
has
They just keep
Bold
getting better
statement.
and better.
It is.
Bold statement.
And you know what? It's gonna just get better from now because the best part is the people that are on the on Manhattan Globe staff as a club and class, they're so dedicated and they want to be a part of it. I wasn't even being specific towards you.
Stop. Oh, please.
Anyways, so that just came out this past Tuesday. It's Friday for you guys listening.
Let's talk about our
so-
weeks, guys. We kind of
Oh yeah,
blew right over that.
well that's part of our week. So there we go.
Also,
go
this
first.
this week, this episode is going to be a little compressed because we're all crunched for time. Given
we?
that today is a
Oh, I
Monday
didn't know that.
schedule, whereas we usually record on a Tuesday schedule.
Yeah,
So we're going to be a little compressed, but we're fine.
definitely.
time
Yeah,
is it?
it definitely
It is 5:10.
made
We're
it
good.
It's fine.
way more difficult than it has to be. I've been here since 10:30.
Tell us
Yeah,
why you were
it's-
here.
Yeah.
No, I won't.
No, you just-
I don't want to.
Oh yeah,
okay,
it's
never
I
it's
don't want to smack talk.
Oh,
anybody.
never mind.
yeah. Don't worry about it.
Anyways,
I've been here since 10, and for the record, it is now 5:11. I've been waiting since 10:30 on campus. I mean, luckily, I had Nicole and our in-house photographer, the man, the myth, the legend, Christian Ochoa. Let me get a hooah.
oh, okay.
Thank you, sir.
We love you.
But yeah,
Love you.
my week has just been very packed. I actually had a really relaxing weekend.
Oh, tell us
because
about
I
it.
managed to get all my work done beforehand, finished up with the podcast, and I had just like nothing to do for Saturday and Sunday. Did a little bit of work on Monday because it was kind of a weekday, but Saturday and Sunday I was very relaxed. Saw some friends on Sunday.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, shout out to you guys if you listen. We went out and visited some guys at Stony Brook out in the
Oh.
island. Yeah. It was
Did
fun.
you get turned?
Ew.
It was fun.
Did you get turned?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay. So you
How
just had
was,
a turn time.
How was your V-Day?
What did I do on Valentine's Day?
What did you
Someone
do?
got drunk.
No, I'm
No.
kidding. So
Did
we
I
read
go-
Someone
the
drank
book.
themselves into a blackout.
I don't think I did anything on Valentine's Day, but I went thrift shopping on Saturday.
What'd you get?
Oh,
What'd
I'm
you
supposed
Actually,
to
this
go-
entire outfit
Oh,
is
brought
from
to you in
Saturday.
part by Thrift.
I'm not getting up, but these jeans are really nice.
What are
As
they?
you can see, they used to be heavily cuffed because there's now a line there.
That is set in stone.
But yeah,
Or
this
set
this
in
got this
denim.
independent sweater.
That is set in denim.
Okay.
Moment of silence for that joke.
Yeah.
Practicing on my stand up, sitting down.
But yeah, I had a pretty good week. We're
Word.
ready to do it all again. So
Well, you're my Valentine, always and forever, Julian. Nicole, how was your week?
I felt that.
My
You're
week
not.
was pretty good. After last week's recording, then obviously class. I filmed for 2 hours with Julian last week,
I was
and it
an
was
actor
a
last week.
2-minute video.
Very well
It was-
done, by the way. I gotta say,
Mhm.
It was
this guy's being modest. He
There's-
put up a stellar performance.
the part that you get scared in the mirror over here, and then it flashes, and then it goes back and rotates to the beginning. That edit was beautiful. DeMonte, you should be proud.
But the edit
Hi,
was
Devontae.
good. The
Oh, no,
the
no, no, no.
actor
The acting too
was bad.
But the thing is, you're not a professional actor, so you can't judge.
I do want to give acting a shot at some point.
Yeah,
But that I just
hell
was
yeah.
not prepared for.
I
it
want to
that
give
day.
modeling a chance,
Dude,
but my
I-
eyes are not.
I mean,
even.
I would never obviously pursue acting, but acting is fun.
Mhm.
It seems
Especially
really
when
interesting.
you
Acting is very
want to.
fun. Yeah, dude, acting is hella fun. I love acting.
My first
You know what?
semester
This is
here.
actually very on topic because we're going to be talking about cinema today.
Ta-da.
mainly.
That is true. But did that for 2 hours. The video came out awesome. Even though I actually did the exercise wrong for Professor Sherwin. I emailed him. I'm like, what a coincidence. I'm like, how ironic that the editor-in-chief of the school newspaper doesn't know how to read. Because I
Nice.
didn't read the instructions correctly. But you know what? He said it was okay. And I'm going to obviously be more careful next time. Anyways, then Friday comes. I had work all day, and then I had Valentine's Day with my significant other. I guess I don't know what I call him. Someone that I'm.
You had a
Boy.
date. You had a
Someone.
date.
Okay.
You went
Yeah,
on
yeah,
a
the
date.
V-Day date, yeah.
Scratch that significant. No, I'm kidding. I went.
Out with the old. Gosh.
And in with the new. No, I'm kidding. We went to a dine-in movie theater, like right by the
I'm just having- I
bridge.
cannot
I don't
find
know
it.
What are you
what
doing over
bridge-
there?
Sorry.
I don't know.
David's
some-
a contortionist.
I'm sorry.
All of a sudden.
I kind of
Stop moving. Sit
my
down.
comfort zone.
You went to a drive-in movie theater.
Dine-in.
Dine.
That's what I said.
in?
Dine-in.
Oh, I know what you're talking
But
about.
it wasn't like,
like
AMC.
AMC dine-in.
Okay, so first of all, this food was more. It was nicer. It wasn't just
Was
like
it,
a pizza baked in an oven.
like Nighthawk or
Mm,
Where did you
it,
go?
it was
Nighthawk's like a bar, isn't it?
IPIC.
IPC?
IPIC.
Oh, IPIC.
I
I
pick.
pick
Oh,
spell
yeah,
ICUP.
I know what you're talking about.
ICUP.
Got him.
I know what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Got him.
So
I
that-
want to go there. It seems
It's
nice.
nice. It's very nice. So I went there. It was freezing though. When I tell you outside it was cold.
You went on Friday?
Yeah, on
Yeah,
Friday.
it was really cool.
It was like out running from like the
it
next
was
block
pretty great.
over. I was in tears because of the wind. And then we got inside.
because it was just so romantic.
It was just so romantic.
There's just so much romance in the air.
This is just so beautiful.
So then we went and watched the movie and ate. I got chicken. No, not chicken. I had sliders, burger sliders, and then he got chicken.
Can't go wrong with a burger.
That was the
They're
first
Called
time I
burger
ever.
sliders or just sliders?
No, sliders are like little ones. The burgers.
Yeah,
are the
they're
big
like
ones.
mini.
I know,
burgers.
but like, is it?
I just call them sliders.
I just call them sliders because
Yeah,
they're
that's-
small.
You just call them a burger slider, so you're a liar.
I did.
I think you might have.
A little burger slider.
Anyway,
No, okay.
was there anything else
Anyways.
significant?
And whoa.
Oh,
So
boy.
I have this thing where like sometimes like if I'm not really digging a movie 100% or if I'm obviously really really tired, I fall asleep. And usually when I go over to my cousin's house on Saturdays, we watch a movie and I just straight up fall asleep. So that's just like a thing that I do sometimes.
Same SMH.
So literally that towards the end of the movie, the most like important part of the movie,
You
we
just
both
knocked
fell
out.
asleep.
Oh my god!
We
What
both
movie?
we watched The Birds of Prey with Harley Quinn.
I heard that
and
wasn't that good.
It wasn't that bad. It was different. It was filmed differently, but obviously not a romance movie that I'm like, okay, because you know me.
Not good.
Obviously not a good film.
No. It was alright. I just fell asleep and I was really tired, and it was cold
Dude,
in
I
there
can't
too.
fall asleep
I was like,
in movies.
Yeah,
and
I
then-
can't fall asleep
Even when
in
I'm
movie
watching TV,
theaters.
like if I fall asleep, it'll annoy me that I don't know how the movie ends. Then
Yeah.
and then, it's just
then I
annoying
just
me.
rewatch it. No, I'm kidding.
Nope.
But
can't do it.
I was laying down and like it was like one of those like lounging
Recliner?
bed. No, it wasn't even recliner. It was just like a straight up bed.
Oh, okay.
So it was
Ooh
just
la
there.
la.
Ooh la la.
How was
Yeah.
your week, David?
Good. Nothing crazy. Worked. V-Day. Kind of just had class. Went home.
That's nice.
Cried.
Cried. Cried some more. Then I cried in the shower.
Stop.
Listen, there's research that says that crying in the evening is actually healthy.
Then what other part of the day? In the
'Cause
morning?
it's like-
Yeah,
I think it's 'cause it's
comparatively
like-
to what?
I think it's because you go. It's like
Dude, if you're
before
crying in
you
the
go
morning,
to
if
bed.
you're crying in the morning, that's rough.
Man, I
waking up
cry when
just-
I cry when
Oh,
I
God.
get out of bed in the morning.
Okay, not gonna lie, when Kobe passed away and there was like all these videos
cried.
and stuff like that,
So
in
cried.
the morning I watched one of this like
I was
video
trying not to cry.
contributing to him.
So cried.
I literally I cried.
I've avoided a lot of that stuff
Dude,
because
I
don't
was
think
at
I could take it.
Vans and somebody
Yeah.
told me like, "Yo, Kobe just died in an accident." It was like, bro, why would you do that? That's not a cool joke to tell me.
It was
Then I
very
find out-
jarring.
Yeah,
the
dude.
day
And
that it
so
happened.
You know
yeah,
what was
I
sad?
went home. I watched his highlights for like 2 hours, and I just cried the whole time. It was like, oh,
No,
God.
yeah. My brother that day, I took him out to brunch and we went to the mall and he, he's like 12, gonna be 13, and he was just like, "Are you ever scared of dying?" And I'm like, "This is
Oh,
before. This is even
It's that conversation.
This is even before Kobe, like, we got the news." And I was just like, yeah, like, that's why I always, like, that's, like, something about me, like, dying, like, is, like, my biggest fear. So it's, like, that's, like, a whole nother story. But I was telling him, I'm like, you have to always
This
be
is the
grateful.
existential podcast.
You have to be grateful. You have to, like, live every day like it's the last. That's why you always love and try not to hate, blah, 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 all this stuff. And then we're, like, talking about it. And he's just so smart for someone who's 12, I feel like it. Because when I was 12, I feel like I was not thinking about these type of things. But it's different, like, the time and the era, I guess.
Me at 12, yeah, I was a dumbass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
So-
done
I was
at 12.
an idiot.
I didn't even know, and then later that afternoon when we were going back home, we got the notification that he like passed away, and he was just like, "Look," and I'm like, "I'm sorry." I'm like, I didn't even know how to handle it myself, let alone like tell
How
a
did
12-year-old
this even
kid.
come up?
I don't know. Let's get
Talking
off
about my
this-
week,
let's
and
get
all
off
of a
this
sudden we're
subject.
talking about me crying about Kobe. Oh yeah,
Quick
no.
You're
announcement.
crying.
Quick
Yeah,
announcement.
No, I didn't cry for Valentine's. Just so you guys know, I hung out with friends. I had a decent night, but I didn't go on any dates.
Okay.
Worked the next day,
Enough
so I wasn't going
crying,
crazy.
enough sadness.
Yeah, let's turn this around. Quick announcement. Green Club, I think the newest club on campus.
Yes, it is.
They're very active about environmentalism. They're starting up this semester, and their general body meeting is February 25th. I'm going to assume it's during free hour, but I'll put that information in the description.
So next week.
Yes, next week. I just wanted to make sure I got that out ahead of time.
Okay,
just in
yeah,
case.
yeah, that's fine.
And I'll make another announcement if necessary. But shout out to Sobnam, who I think is the president of Green Club. I've known her since last year.
when she came.
And yeah, I helped her kind of like organize a little bit and like get the word out. And yeah, so I wanted to make sure I got that announcement out there. Good luck to you guys. I'll try and make it if I can, but I'll see. But go support Green Club. They're advocating for environmentalism on campus.
Did you guys just hear about that 10 billion from Jeff
What? Jeff Bezos? What?
yeah,
10, what?
he's giving $10 billion like for climate
10 billion or
Yeah,
10
10
million?
billion.
10
10
billion
billion.
does not sound right.
10
yeah.
billion. I bet you guys cents that
10
I'm
cents.
right.
He's gonna donate 10 billion of his dollars.
I just saw it on the past news.
Okay, while you look that up, I'm gonna review a little podcast real quick that I listened to in the past week.
Ooh.
It's called Earthbreak. It's another like story
I was right.
podcast. Okay.
Oh, his money?
Break. Jeff Bezos pledged $10 billion to fight climate change. Says that he's giving $10 billion to fight climate change and has launched a new initiative called the Bezos Earth Fund. Has estimated net worth about 130
Here
billion.
comes a negative comment.
So we can save Earth. He said in a post on Instagram, it's going to take a collective action from big companies, small companies, nation states, global organizations, and individuals. And that's what he said on Monday.
I don't want to hear the rest.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna read the whole article.
Once he starts paying his workers fair wages, then I'll believe him.
But you know what?
What does that have to do with it?
Someone
Because
He's
he's
donating 10
okay.
billion to fight
One,
climate change.
you know what? I don't want to start this argument. Jeff Bezos, good
right.
on you. If the 10 billion actually goes somewhere and starts doing something, good on you, Jeff
No,
Bezos.
but
Let's end it there.
Someone
I
said
don't
a
wanna-
tweet saying like, okay, like, because they were talking about like someone saying that, you know, why do we have billionaires and stuff like that, and people were like now happy that we have billionaires because they're giving money, but like he's probably like the reason why we have climate change. Someone said that.
He's a pretty big part of
Exactly.
it. Yeah.
So I get, yeah, okay. Anyways.
Anyway, Jeff Bezos,
Glad
good
we
luck
had
to
that
you.
small CNN
Hopefully
broadcaster.
that 10 billion actually goes somewhere. But
I hope.
Earthbreak.
Who cares?
It's a story podcast.
I care.
Because
I met the guy. I don't know where the money's going.
Are we still talking about Jeff Bezos?
No, we're
saying,
not.
no,
we're
I'm
not.
just saying.
Do you want to talk about Jeff
No, I
Bezos
don't-
instead? Because we can talk about Jeff Bezos.
Couldn't care less.
He could go off.
So yeah, today we're going to be discussing. I mean, a little late. Obviously, we're in February, but we wanted to discuss our top 3 films of 2019
This is
for
like
each of us.
our mini Oscars.
Yeah,
right
our
now.
Bon Voyage 2019 cinema, and we'll just we'll discuss our faves, some honorable mentions, and then we'll
Wrap things up.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Mm.
So ladies first.
Yeah, please
Nicole,
go first, Nicole.
For your top number 3 of your favorite films of 2019, what do you select?
My selection is Waves.
Waves. I saw that one
The
coming, kind of.
stars also.
No, just,
I mean,
just one
okay.
for now.
Waves.
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 I almost watched it yesterday, but I didn't. just
There was
'cause
good
I
and
couldn't
bad.
find a good pirate. No, actually, I couldn't find it online. Whatever. Can't find me.
There was good parts and bad parts. The bad part that okay, so the intro is basically I'm looking at a
Don't
perspective.
spoil it.
No, well, like just like the way that they like focus, like put the camera, like the motions of the camera, kind of made me nauseous in the beginning and at the ending. But besides that, I like how it's not one of those basics. When I watched the trailer a million times, I didn't really think it would be the way that it came out. Because that's what I wanted to do. Leave me alone.
Stop judging,
okay,
David.
so-
God.
Gosh, that's like literally my favorite. Maybe because it's my favorite trailer because it goes so well with the Frank Ocean song.
It was a very good trailer. I'll give you that. It was a very good
Exactly.
trailer.
I
The
don't think I've seen the trailer.
You should watch it. It looks really good, actually.
You should watch it. Anyways, the trailer was really
I
good.
didn't know the kid from Honey Boy was in it too.
Which one?
The white guy.
Yes, he was.
I didn't know that. I saw him in the trailer. I was
Mhm.
like, this guy.
When I watched Honey Boy, I was just like, wait, he's from Waves. I was like, oh shoot. But anyways.
So, can you give us a brief synopsis of what Waves is about?
So basically it talks about like hardships between like family, relationships, siblings, all this stuff. So there was a bunch of things that made this whole story, and I really liked it how it wasn't just like focusing on like one specific relationship. It was focusing more on like a family and how like their like their journey of like how like I guess recovering from like this incident that happened with their family. I don't want to really. I don't know if do I spoil it
No,
or like
don't.
No, don't
okay.
spoil it.
Because I'll probably watch it.
Okay.
I still do want to watch it. I just
So
haven't
anyways,
watched it yet.
there's a lot of twists and turns, and they don't just focus on one
Where does it take
specific
place?
in Florida.
He looked like Florida. Yeah.
So it doesn't. I like how it doesn't. Usually when you watch a movie, it's about like one specific person. But like
Sometimes.
I'm not gonna give anything up. But it first starts off with like the son of the family, the guy,
The blonde
and yeah, and then it goes to his sister, and then it just like carries along with the story. It goes really
Interesting.
well.
So is it linear or is it just like all over time?
It's just like it's like all over time and stuff like that. I like it because it isn't like just those basic movies that are like this is what happens and this is how they overcome it and stuff like that. It was very inspirational too. I like those type of movies, you know,
Yeah,
cried.
maybe I'll watch it tonight.
I'm pretty sure I went by myself and I cried. So that's nice.
That's the thing. I know I'll cry. I know I will.
And it's like, it's a nice cry.
And I remember you told the
crying.
soundtrack is fire.
The soundtrack is amazing. Obviously, because it's like songs that we know and that we listen to. I feel like there's not a lot of movies nowadays that, well, like, not as many as I want, like, movies that have like soundtracks that we know. Maybe depending on your music interest. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a little. I'm an oldie but a goodie guy.
I don't know. I listen to a lot of music, so it depends.
True.
All right, number 2. Choose
Okay.
number 2.
Let's all go around a circle
Yeah.
Okay. My
Julian, number
number
three.
3 of this year,
of last year.
would have to be.
Choose wisely.
Oh God. You know what? It was gonna be John Wick 3 because I'm a big John Wick guy,
Got the cut.
but it's definitely 1917.
Really?
Yeah. I just like
I still need to see that.
Take us through your thought process of cutting John Wick 3, Parabellum.
the thing is like this is no offense to John Wick 3 because that movie was amazing
It was.
And that's your baby.
and I love the John Wick series to death.
I still need to watch it.
They're so good.
All 3.
Literally
Are
my
they-
my
are they
favorite
on-
action
No,
franchise.
they're not on
Netflix?
anything. Nope.
I think they're on Amazon. Oh, John Wick 3 is on HBO right now. I know that.
I don't have cable, so that's nice.
They're not on anything.
I need to download it.
John Wick 3 is streamable.
I need
It's on if you
Hulu.
have an HBO subscription.
Oh yeah, no, but no, the other 2 aren't.
The
on
other
anything.
2 I have no idea if they
Uh-huh.
are. But amazing action franchise, literally my favorite right now, but 1917
Yeah.
was just so
What was it
powerful.
about?
It's these
Like
two
1917?
it's these 2 young soldiers in World War 1. And they're given a mission to get to the new German front line to warn the I think it's the English army, right?
I think my
yeah,
mom would
to
definitely
warn
like
them-
that
Royal
movie.
the Royal British Army.
yeah, to warn them about a surprise attack that they're just like walking into. So they have to go through like from where they're currently
through
stationed through
German
like
territory.
German territory to get to the new front line to warn them before the attack starts. So it's like it's
My
kind
heart.
of a road movie if you think about it, but like it's so well made. The that's why they won cinematography for the Oscars.
Shout out to Roger
because
Deakins.
Roger Deakins is a genius.
Oh, word.
And it's just like I know I've mentioned this before, but like
Mention it
the-
again.
the fact that it's all kind of a one it plays out as one long take
Oh,
and
gorgeous.
there's never
So for 2 hours.
I think I've only noticed one
Oh,
cut
I
in the
saw-
entire movie.
Apparently,
and-
it's 36 the entire movie.
I've noticed one
30,
out of
there's
one out of
36 cuts in
36,
the entire movie.
no freaking way.
and like you're with them the entire time, like through
Is it dragged
everything
or
that
no?
happens.
No, not at all.
I've
War.
as I have mentioned, I was sitting in my seat in the theater and my heart was racing the entire time.
See,
They
like, I
won
don't
best
know if I
visual
like
2
those.
hours.
That whole town that was on fire.
Yeah,
I
the
thought that was
church
real. I
that
thought
was
that
on
real.
fire
I thought
did
that was
not
real the whole
exist.
time, yeah. I'm
That
like,
church
okay.
that
Oh,
church
CGI?
didn't
Burned in this
exist.
building.
Yeah, Roger Deakins was talking about it in like a behind the scenes video. The church, like the light coming off of the church is literally just a big stack of lights. And then they masked it out and put a burning building over it.
Oh,
And there's a
pretty
ton of
good.
other VFX in
Pretty good.
there because they had to like match cuts and stuff like that. But that was like the highlight of it.
Dude, imagine you have to do all that. Like, I'm just in the story. Like, you have to go through German territory and do. I would have gave up first 5 minutes. Like, oh, you know what?
I
I'd have been
mean,
like, I don't
My
love
brother was kind of a dick.
if
He
you-
could just go
if
ahead.
you
and do
haven't
his thing.
seen if you haven't seen 1917, go see
Yeah, I
it.
need to see
Like,
it.
oh my
Plus,
god.
the cast is really good.
There's a lot
Really
of
good
movies from
cast.
2019 that I haven't seen that I need
The
to see.
kid that plays Tommen Baratheon in Game of Thrones is the co-star.
I never watched Game of Thrones. I watched the pilot. I thought, you know what?
Let's not talk about Game of
Not for
Thrones.
me.
But Tommen,
That's a whole nother
if
episode.
Not for me.
you watch Game of Thrones and you remember Tommen Baratheon, he's the co-star. If you haven't seen him in the trailers, but yeah,
Interesting.
1917 is my number 3. David, what's your number 3?
You know what? I'm gonna go crazy and say that my number 3 pick for my favorite movie of 2019 is gonna be The Irishman. Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
Really?
Because I was looking at my list, I thought, like
Interesting pick.
I liked a lot of movies, but like I feel like that one lasted the longest with me. I think
I-
performance-wise and story-wise. I thought it was
Finish
really,
it.
really good. That's the thing. It's long. That's why I've
It
only
is
watched
long,
it
yeah.
once.
I
But
literally
it was
watched
really
half
good.
of it.
I've heard that it drags at certain points. I haven't seen
It's
it
a little
yet.
slow, but De Niro's great. Joe Pesci's awesome.
Oh, you're such an oldie.
Don't touch me. First of all,
You kind of sound like an old dude, but it's okay.
It's really
It's
good.
fine.
Nah. I really
Oldie but
enjoyed
a
it.
Goldie. Locks. No, I'm kidding.
All right. So, any other comments, or are we moving on to number 2s?
I guess we can just move on because apparently
Nicole,
I've
what's
been
your-
cut off.
I don't
Yeah.
want to run out of time for everything. You know.
You guys got like 3 minutes each for your movies.
Sorry.
I'm sorry.
I told my aunt
Apologies.
that.
All right, let's
my,
speed it up then.
My aunt
I feel
asked if I
bad.
took her charger and I did. All right. Anyways, my second movie was The Sun Is Also a Star. I'm pretty sure that's the
I have
title.
no idea what that is.
So wait, hold on. Let me look at it.
You didn't do your research
No, I did.
beforehand.
I did.
Nicole?
It's right here. The Sun Is Also a Star. It gets me confusing. It's another romantic movie.
Of course.
Well, anyways, I like how it wasn't the typical ending. It wasn't like the basic romantic, like, you know, they end up falling in love and they end up staying together. No, it was about real life stuff that happens. It was about deportation. It was about, you know, them not ending up together, but then they, you know, found each other at the end. But I don't think they actually ended up together. Anyways, I watched that movie again by myself and I cried. It also took place in New York City, which is something that I
I think she talked about
love.
this like our third or second episode. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I'm
But the
remembering
thing,
this
the
storyline.
only thing I'm taking out of it is she cried. Like, remember.
That's not saying
remember
much.
that.
That's not saying much. Yeah.
Why
But
do you guys hate me?
I guess I'll have to. I don't know. I'll have to watch some of your picks eventually.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna watch Waves at some point.
Waves, out of all movies, I feel like that was my first one. Actually, Waves and Queen and Slim.
I remember you
Okay.
talking about. You just spoiled your number
Yeah.
one.
Sorry,
That's
guys.
fine.
That was my
I
other
remember.
one.
I remember you talking about Waves a lot after you first saw it, and
That was so
I've
good.
heard a lot of people liked it, so I need to see it.
Yeah, that's definitely my top pick out there. All right. Anyways, sorry.
David, do you want to go next, or are we continuing the?
You're going.
Okay.
Yeah, you can go.
My number 2 is Midsummer because Ari Aster is a genius. I went to see the director's cut with 2 friends that didn't. I feel like they didn't really get what he was trying to do.
Mm-hmm.
So
It's a tough pill to swallow. That one.
essentially, it's a weird movie.
It
Don't
is.
get me wrong,
I
but
watched it.
like-
Did you?
Mhm.
it's. I haven't watched
you
any
know Christian?
interviews.
Okay.
I haven't watched any interviews from Ari Aster, so I don't know if he's like gone into this. But from my understanding, the entire thing is like a dark, like folk tale, like Snow White, like Sleeping Beauty, like those original folk
Mm.
tales. He basically made his own folk tale, but like a darker version.
Yeah, and like real life.
Because the entire the first thing you see at the opening of the movie is this tapestry that tells the entire story, and that's like the storybook opening for Shrek, for Sleeping Beauty, for like that's what it is,
Ah.
and it was amazing. He's a great director. The performances were fantastic. The score was great.
Score
It was
good.
it was really really good. So
What?
Midsummer is my number 2.
I don't know why this popped up into my head, but I want to know what is the longest podcast ever recorded.
I have no idea, but
Totally
there's some
awesome.
there's some
You guys are
long
rushing me.
there's some
That's-
long podcasts out there.
I don't know why I just thought of that.
What's your number 2, David?
Number 2 is Honey Boy.
Hey,
Shia LaBeouf's
Honey
Honey
Boy
Boy.
was
As you
good.
mentioned.
Honey Boy was very, very good.
I haven't
watched
seen it.
too.
I haven't
it's
seen
It's
it.
on Amazon, and I thought, you know what? Let me just watch it. See what it's like.
I liked it.
Love the hell out of it.
I really liked
Shia
it.
LaBeouf was great.
It's interesting that Shia LaBeouf is kind of like a sleeper, like
Bro,
good
I've
actor.
been
Like
saying for years that Shia LaBeouf is absolute talent.
it's because he went through that whole phase of like just going kind of crazy after the Transformers, but like he got back into acting and
I would go crazy
he's
too.
doing well for himself. Like that's cool.
No,
That's
that's awesome.
interesting.
Yeah, no, I thought his performance in it was great. That kid
What is
in it-
Honey Boy about?
It's
It's
pretty much
his life story.
Shia LaBeouf's story as a child, but his dad was like,
oh,
he's kind of like,
I
yeah,
did hear about
His
that.
father's kind of crazy,
Right.
Kinda.
yo clown, and
Right.
he kind of was, yeah, he was, yeah.
I like it's original.
That's
you
cool.
know,
So
Yeah.
it's almost like a biopic, kind of.
It's pretty much, and besides the names, everything's how it was when
So
he was
it's
younger.
it, it's basically a biopic.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Like at the end, like he literally, like it's his character saying, like, "Oh, just you know, like I'm gonna make a movie about you." And it's
That's
like, "Oh,
interesting.
all right, make me good. Yeah,
That's so cute.
I think the main thing I really liked was the costume design. They really captured the era really, really well.
That's cool.
Yeah, I thought.
I gotta
yeah,
check that out.
Check out Honey Boy. It was really
gotta
good.
watch that.
Really, and the soundtrack is really good. And the kid who was also in Waves, Lucas
Mhm.
something, he
He
was
was-
really good.
he was Shia LaBeouf when
He really,
was
really
older.
captured the essence of Shia LaBeouf in his lunacy.
Cool. All right.
When I was watching that movie, I
I
was
will
in the
have to
movie
watch
theater.
Honey Boy.
I was in the movie theater and there was this really loud like scream that happened and I got really scared. I was like, Are we okay?
All right.
Cool. What's your number? I mean, you kind of spoiled it. But
Okay,
your number
so
one.
my last one is Queen and Slim. I really enjoy that
I
movie.
haven't seen it. I need to see it. Isn't it basically like a retelling of Bonnie and Clyde? Isn't that essentially what it is? That's what I got from the trailer.
Not
I
really.
don't think so. Yeah, weren't Bonnie and Clyde like bank robbers?
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde,
Yeah,
they were just
but-
on the run from like.
But they were
The law,
criminals.
yeah.
Bonnie and Clyde were like criminals too.
They were bank robbers.
Yeah.
No, I'm not talking about Bonnie and Clyde. I'm talking about Queen and Slim.
Oh.
But weren't they running from the law?
Yeah.
Yeah. So isn't it? I don't know. I'm just taking guesses. I
It's
have no
just a
idea.
couple that also happens to be running from the law, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's like actually a series or something like that of that sort coming out, like the same thing, Queen and Slim, but like gentrified and like in an interracial couple. Like it's really weird. I don't know what it's called, but I saw it on my Twitter. But Queen and Slim was really good. It was another original stories. Me personally, I don't like watching just the same basic stories that are just retold all the time.
Redacted, Nicole spoils the ending to Queen and
Or
Slim.
ripped
Wow.
out. You know what's gonna happen.
Wow.
Did you just spoil it?
She did just
Dog.
spoil the ending.
We're gonna have to cut
I'm gonna
that
cut that
Dang
out.
it, dog. Don't spoil it, man.
Wow.
You just
All right.
rooted for me, man. What the hell?
Anyways, the ending just ripped out my
Damn,
heart.
You know what?
That I hate when people
It's
do that.
literally a modern retelling of Bonnie and Clyde, if that's true. I'm not gonna put that in the episode. You guys aren't gonna hear the spoiler
Damn,
for the
You
ending,
really just spoiled that.
but
shit,
I
man.
understand.
I hate when people do that, bro.
I'm
Annoying.
Oh my
Damn,
God, Nicole.
son.
Anyway, all right, let's move on
Kill
from that.
me! I'm
Let's-
sorry.
let's
I'm
move
so
on
sorry.
from
Do you
that.
guys want me to write you guys a 4-page paragraph?
We're very-
4-page art.
We're very disappointed in
Okay,
you.
I'm sorry. I won't
Um,
ever do it to you guys again.
It's fine.
It's just the
Whatever.
once that you need to do it. Shit, I hate you now. I fucking hate you.
You're
My
stupid.
number one was Parasite, obviously. I mean, won 4 Oscars.
Christian, your face, you're like smiling.
Bong Joon-ho got wasted after the Oscars
yeah.
for sure. And that I don't know, that's just really cool that like literally the first foreign film to win Best Picture. That's
awesome.
amazing. Like they cleaned up like with awards. Like they won a Cannes award for the Cannes whatever.
It's con, bro.
Whatever. I'm an American.
Palme d'Or.
I don't know. Palme d'Or, that's what it's called.
Palme d'Or, yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
Yeah, it's the Pam d'Ors.
All I
at
can-
Cannes.
all I can say is if you haven't seen Parasite yet, go see it. Nicole,
Yeah.
you
I
haven't
watched.
seen
I
all you
watched.
quit after
Look,
5
listen.
minutes.
I watched the first 5 minutes.
You watched
and
the
then-
5?
And then I fell asleep because I was really tired.
That's
no.
a shame.
I
I'm
really
telling
enjoyed it.
you, it has to be like really, really bright outside.
And also a
something
love
like-
story.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, it
that's
has to be a love story. Yeah.
Sorry.
What is your number one pick of 2019? sir?
Jojo Rabbit by Taika Waititi.
I heard that was good too.
It was not good.
I'm going
It
to
was
see that later
great.
tonight.
It was so good.
Ooh.
I think Taika Waititi is one of the better filmmakers around at the moment.
He's good.
He's
You
really
tell
got a
him.
style that I really
Yeah.
like. He really, I mean, obviously, it's really hard to make a lighthearted comedy about Nazi youths and Nazi Germany. So I think he went about it through the eyes of a child. I think he did it really well.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Lighthearted, the costumes are great, the cinematography's great, comedy's great. All around, I thought it was my favorite movie of the year.
That's nice.
Easy peasy.
Shout
lemon
out to
squeezy.
Taika Waititi. If you ever want to come on the podcast, let us know.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He's doing the new Thor, another Thor.
Oh really? He's doing
Thor-
Love and, he's doing Love and Thunder.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's gonna be fire.
Does Christian want us just
Christian,
list
do you
all
wanna jump
the
in real
3
quick?
movies? Yeah, just break the camera.
Yeah, just destroy the studio. It's fine.
I have some honorable mentions though.
All right, real quick.
I think I have to too.
By Shia LaBeouf, Peanut Butter Falcon.
Oh.
Very wholesome.
Haven't
movie.
seen
Aaron
it.
just told me that it was really
It's
good.
really good. It's very wholesome.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found a new appreciation for Ford versus Ferrari.
Ooh, that was another good
The
Haven't
sound
seen it.
editing is ridiculous.
Apparently, it was good.
Sound mixing is amazing.
Surprisingly.
if you look
I
behind the
liked
scenes
it.
of how they did it, they have like this technology where they can place sounds in a room, so it can like cater to like one ear or like it's just like they place it. It's weird. And
That's cool. I'm gonna look it up.
Last
The
honorable
Lighthouse.
mention. One more. The Lighthouse.
yes.
Okay.
The
You cannot
Lighthouse.
Didn't you say you
forget
saw
about
that recently?
Yeah.
I saw it yesterday.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yesterday.
I really need
You guys
to.
gotta go watch it. Thank you.
I liked it.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, other
Thank
honorable
you.
mentions. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I know you hate it. What
Disgusting.
Else? Knives Out was really good.
I still need to see that.
What else? What else? What else? What else?
What are some honorable mentions?
John Wick 3.
Obviously.
That's pretty much it, really.
John Wick 3 is obviously one of my honorable mentions.
Pain and Glory by Almodovar.
I haven't seen Pain and Glory.
Yeah, I
I
wanna
need
watch
to see that.
You should watch that.
What else came out last year?
The Farewell.
Haven't
I
seen
haven't
that. I heard it was good.
That was on my
That
list
was
as well.
good.
Um,
Hustlers. It was
Mm,
not.
Avengers,
I don't really
Avengers
care for-
Endgame, obviously. I mean, how can we not talk about Endgame?
Didn't you like Dolomite Is My Name?
Dolomite?
Oh, Dolomite is my name. Yeah,
I
that
haven't
was a
seen
good
that.
movie. That was a good movie. It's on Netflix. It's really good. Shout
I
out to
just
Eddie
gotta-
Murphy.
I gotta watch more movies.
Same.
I gotta watch more
But
new
yeah.
movies. I watch too many oldies.
Yeah, you need
Yep.
to.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
You're like, yeah.
Um,
Shut up, Nicole.
what else came out? Let me just look real quick. Haven't seen Far From Home.
Wasn't Judy
I'm so
good?
ashamed. Judy. Oh, the
I feel like
Judy Garland
I have not met
biopic.
a person who has not. Who
I
has watched
mean,
Judy yet.
Renee Zellweger
Won the Oscar.
won Best Actress for that.
Ooh,
So
I'm not really. I mean,
Was Rocket Man good?
I heard it was good. Haven't seen
didn't
it
see
though.
Yeah, didn't. I mean,
I thought
after
you
after Bohemian
saw
Rhapsody, I
it.
could really care less about music biopics now. They're kind of just.
It was weird how
overplayed.
like those both came out in the same year. Like that was kind of weird. I don't know.
Well, Elton John won the Oscar for best song, original song. so
honorable
that's-
mention, Us came out last
Oh,
year.
that was supposed
Us
to be on my
was
list.
so
yeah, Us
good.
was the best horror film of the year. I don't care what you say.
I don't like scary movies.
We know.
Didn't like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino, you disappointed me. I want my
You've
$8
seen
back.
like 2 of his movies. So.
47 meters
I'm
down.
still disappointed. That doesn't
Wah, wah,
change my
wah,
disappointment.
wah,
I think that's about it. I can't really see anything else.
Ooh, any movies on Netflix that you guys watched that you guys liked?
I watched Eli. Eli was interesting.
Oh.
5 Feet Apart. That was a pretty good
Love
movie
story.
too.
Let me guess.
All right.
Yeah.
Also a love story. Yeah.
Was it? Yeah. There we go. I watched Mask of Zorro on Netflix 2 days
Nice.
ago. That movie is still fire. I was like
I haven't seen
99.
that in a
That
while.
was like 1999 or something like
I
that.
gotta watch that
That was
again.
a long time ago.
But yeah, that kind of. Sorry for the shorter episode. Our schedule got messed up this week,
I
but
don't
that
think
kind
they'll
of
mind.
that kind of wraps things up. We just wanted to make sure we got something out for you guys this week. We will be back next Tuesday and Friday.
I just cracked my arm really bad.
I heard that from over here.
Oh my god.
But yeah, thank you guys. Check out the paper. Came out today.
We love you guys.
Go to Green Club's first general body meeting on the 25th. Thank you, Christian, for shooting photos for us. And thank you for listening and or watching. We will catch you guys next week. Hope you have a great weekend.
Peace.
Bye-bye.
Wait, don't you have to say something?
Guys, when you force it, I don't want to do it.
All right, because you
I
know
don't
what? If
wanna
I
do it.
didn't say
Give me
it,
my
then you would have
line.
didn't want to do it.
Do the thing. I
Well,
don't
you
want
know
to do
what?
it now.
All right, then
know
never
I
mind.
don't want to do it.
It's too
Goodbye.
late.
It's
Bye.
forced.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye,
Bye.
everybody. Bye.